Good morning, friends. I wanted to explain just for a couple of minutes why I wrote this little book, King of the Castle. I believe that addiction in the church is a huge problem. For the most part, it goes unspoken about, and men in particular have had their voices silenced by shame, the shame of addictive behaviour. I use the analogy of a castle to illustrate our inner lives and how we gradually become addicted to things. Imagine the gates of the castle are your five senses. We actually open these gates and let in things that should never be in our castles, especially usually when we're young. It starts off when we're really young. We give into temptation and give the enemy a foothold in our emotions. And addiction is not just something we do, it's a strategy of the enemy to go after ultimately our identity. But first of all, the attack on the emotions starts. The enemy gets a foothold in our castle, and then the attack on the mind begins as we believe lies we're being told and develop blind spots in our thinking. And we end up justifying our addictive behavior and actually defending what the enemy is doing in our castle. But the real attack is on the keep of the castle. It's like a castle within the castle, if you can imagine that, which is the heart. It's the seat of our affections. It's also where our conscience lives. And this gets compromised. We have to harden our hearts, and we end up living compartmentalised lives. And at the center of the keep is the throne room. And this is where the Spirit dwells. The enemy ultimately wants to take the place of God on the throne of our lives. The good news is that God wants more than anything else to set us free. And he showed me how this process works and how to reverse it by beginning the battle, not on the battlements defending ourselves, but in the throne room, in order to establish who's the king of our castle, how to reclaim our hearts, renew our minds, and then defend the castle from attacks. So there's hope if you're addicted to anything. God wants to help you. King of the Castle walks you through this process of establishing our true identity, regaining our authority so that we can do battle against those giants that we've been facing and drive them out of our castles. So my question to you is not, do you want to stop doing certain things if you're struggling with addictive behavior? The answer to that is pretty obvious. My question to you is this: do you want your castle back? If you're tired of losing the same battle over and over, I recommend this to you. And I've been there. I share my story in this book. And people are responding to this amazingly. I bought this little book from the UK, the US, Canada, Mexico, Europe. Everywhere people are reading it, they're coming back and saying this is really changing things. So you can be the man or woman of God that he had in his mind when he created you. Don't give up. There is hope. God bless you.